Serves no purpose. And now his body is gone. Like he was like the Wicked Witch of the West from like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
Dude,
why?
this steals from so many iconic things. It's so ridiculous. They like. Oh. Isn't that like Venom?
Yeah.
Venom vibes. All of a
Oh
sudden.
yeah. What the hell?
So, what are you even saying? That like his blood can just reform itself by consuming other beings, so he can always resurrect? That's what you're insinuating. That's what you're insinuating.
It's a bit weird.
You don't like it as a concept?
Yeah, as a concept, I mean.
Oh, okay. It's like the Blob, actually, too. This is literally the Blob. You ever see the Blob? The thing, or the thing?
No, but I've heard about it.
Yeah,
I've seen
this.
parodies of it.
Let me guess. Now it's gonna eat this poor person. And the poor horse. Run away, horse! Run! Run away from that thing. Now it's giving true crime vibes, like medieval century true crime.
Right. Yeah. How did the old lady die?
And that's how he became human. Okay. How do you feel about it?
Cool sequence,
Right?
for sure.
Yes.
I mean,
I will give it that.
yeah. Very cool sequence, but I mean, visually, this has never had a problem in my opinion. It's always been pretty cool visually.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I like that. It's kind of interesting because it, again, I don't, please forgive me if I speak
No, go for it.
in terms that are incorrect. I don't know shit. But it feels like the opposite of what a phoenix does, but the same concept. Kind of reincarnation.
Well, it's
you know what I mean?
Right. It's
because everything, instead of burning, everything froze, and then he came back in a different form though. But he came back too.
But
and I didn't really understand why he had that weird venom form, like that weird blob thing. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent.
Well, I think it's like, I think they're trying to say, I think they're trying to show him as like he's a virus. He's a parasite. Because he's right. What is a
because I had an idea of worms when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's a virus, so he's a parasite. What is a virus? Like it has to live in a host. It's not real. It's counterfeit life. It needs a host to live, right? And it consumes the host, right? So I think that's the analogy. I'm fine with the analogy.
Okay, yeah.
I just
no, it's good.
I don't have a.
I'll give it to.
Yeah, I don't have necessarily a problem with it. I think it's interesting because it is dark. It is very visceral, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
It just never happened, and it has no place in the story. And again, if he drowns in Numenor and that's how he loses his power, then what happened here? What happened here then? Right? And
that's why I'm telling you, I think that's not gonna happen. They had on a what happened so far in the series level, they already had half a drowning water sequence for the end of last season. So if they were to repeat it, there could be parallelisms drawn that they don't want or something like that.
Wait,
so probably they deliberately decided to give it a different sequence.
Who drowned?
I think.
Who drowned in the last season? I forgot. What are you talking about?
The last episodes, there was Galadriel in the water. Remember that?
Oh my god, like vaguely. Oh, they were both on a boat, right? Wasn't
Right?
that like a dream sequence though? That wasn't real reality. I don't remember.
I don't remember either right now, but they even showed it at the beginning of this, like in the recap. Again, I don't remember it, full disclosure, but even though it was a dream sequence, it was too similar.
Sure.
Like if let's say they had the drowning sequence, let's say they have it later on, I don't know. Um it could have been interpreted, if you've seen the other scene as well, as if Galadriel had a vision of him drowning and losing power. And I don't think that ever happened.
I think she saw the future
Is that
if that's the case. Here's my prop.
then maybe they're keeping it for that.
But
I don't know.
here's my problem with this, right? Here's my problem with this. It's fine as an idea. They did a good job with it. It's fine. The problem is that it's inconsistent with how the world of Tolkien works, which means powerful beings don't get back their power. They lose it. So like if you are diminished, like killed, right? Like in the real story, he makes the rings and then he drowns and he loses his physical form. So he doesn't get it back. Like now he got it back. That doesn't happen. He's a spirit now, a spirit energy that needs the ring to even have physical form because he's dead. There's no concept of coming back to life by being a parasite and eating other beings. That doesn't exist in the Tolkien world. So that's the problem number one. Problem number two, this is happening before he forges the rings. So how does he have the power to forge the rings when he just died and lost his form, unless you're insinuating that he can just keep coming back and keep coming back? Which, if that's what you're insinuating, you are once again completely obliterating the actual concept of how things work in the story of Middle Earth. You see what I'm saying? Like he can't die,
Yeah, like
come back to life.
Either it's wrong or it's completely wrong, basically.
Right, he can't die, come back to life, still have the same level of energy, and then be able to forge the rings. He should have forged the rings, and then this could happen to him. And then now he wants to get the ring back, which is why the story really works. But here is like it's completely inconsistent with how the actual world of Tolkien works. So like we are already now operating completely outside of the realm of the actual rules of the world he created, because in his world this doesn't happen. Like you don't just come back and regenerate yourself and have the same level of energy and power. Every time that you lose something, it's present even in the elves, you know? Like Galadriel doesn't die, but by the time we get to Lord of the Rings, her power is diminished so that she needs the ring. By the way, she has one of the rings, right? She needs the ring to be able to maintain her kingdom as small as it is at that point, because over time she's losing energy and losing power and losing presence in the world. That's how it works. It's not the other way around. It's not like regeneration. It's not like you die and you come back more power. It's not like you don't come back more powerful than you were before. It's the opposite direction. So number one, he wouldn't have a body again. Number two, now he can't forge the rings because he died. So that's my problem with it. It's a great concept. It works from the blob. You know what I mean? Cool. But that's not. Now we have left the building. We have left Middle Earth. We are now in another world that these people are calling Middle Earth. Once again, like I mean, they did it last season. We're now in another world where other things are happening, and more Sauron can die and come back to life. So now what they're gonna say is like, well, he died and came back to life this time. He can do that over and over and over, right? Because we know that he dies later in the island and he comes back. And then we know he dies at the end of the Second Age and then he comes back. But that's not every time he comes back, he has less energy. That's why he needs the ring, people.